G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Winchester Model 1873. This is a lever-action repeating rifle with custom sounds and reload animations, and a decent amount of customization. The thing about it, though, is this thing is ancient, even by today's standards in 2022, as of this recording. 1873 was a long time ago, but we've slapped another 250-odd years onto that, and this thing is still around, although this thing looks brand new, so I guess the headcanon here is that the gun runners just started producing these rifles. They got their hands on the schematics, and I guess there's a lot of appeal for lever-action guns, a bit of American patriotism for you. And this thing's been through a lot of conflicts throughout the ages. A couple of the notable ones would be the Native Americans versus the Americans, and then you've got the American Civil War, which was fought a lot with lever rifles. Not this one specifically. I think they were more fought with Henry rifles, I believe, but relatively same sort of concept. And also these were used in this First and Second World War, so even after all those years, 60, 70 years, it was still being used in combat. And here it is once again. We're going to bring the old warhorse out for another run around the block. We'll get into the customization, and for the receivers, the most powerful thing you can get here would be the 44 Magnum caliber conversion, supposedly the 44 Henry rounds, yes. And there's also a calibrated powerful receiver, which I want to grab for a different lever-action rifle. We'll have one sort of tuned to being good with criticals, but for this one, we'll just go for the best damage as possible. We can extend the barrel out and have a long-ass tube there that'll allow us to load more ammos, because the ammos are just sort of stacked along this tube. That's how you load these things, and you load them through the side like that, and they eject out the bottom there, so nice and ambidextrous, I suppose. So if you're shooting this on horseback, you can just shoot it from either shoulder. Isn't that nice? We'll go for a long barrel here, which is going to be the best thing. That's a no-brainer there. And we've got a full stock right now, but you can saw that off. With the full stock, it's a marksman's thing, so you'll just have less scope sway when you aim down sights. And you can chuck a muzzle brake on this to increase the recoil control. Not really a massive priority on this thing. It's not going to be firing that fast, and you also cut off your range a bit, but the accuracy will be improved. Mainly the suppressor is what you want, because Ace Operator is going to make this thing extremely strong. So we've got an extra bit of range, an extra bit of accuracy out of that. That's a nice attention to detail. The longer barrel space will tend to do that. We've also got something in the way of legendary effect slot. Let's not use that. And we'll continue with iron sights. So we've got the iron sights on now, but you can have green or blue glow sights. You can have long-ass scopes, which run the entire length of the gun. How cool is that? An orange glow sight, a red glow sight, a shorter scope, and nothing in the way of nothing in the way of reflex sights. But they're all sort of mounted to the side there, so I guess that's cool. I think that'd be less ergonomic, but I guess you could have, like, the standard sights there as well if you wanted to, if you're aiming close range. Maybe that actually works a little bit better, but it doesn't look like this thing would be too comfortable to aim and shoot all day. But we'll chuck on a short scope here, and we'll move on. And you can change the furniture. Just the color change. There's Ebony again. People didn't get the joke that I made. I made a Skyrim Elder Scrolls thing, because that's an ore in the game. But nope. I know that it's a timber in real life. Don't worry. And you also get a little bit of extra damage modifiers if you feel like your Winchester Model 1873 isn't quite doing it for you. But that's what we're going to use. We're going to grab a couple of these, and then we'll get started on shooting things. Worth mentioning that if you have multiple of these in your inventory at once, it sometimes disables some elements of your ability to craft it, so drop all of them or place them in a container if you want to craft multiple tab at a time. Let's go with orange glow sights, because we never usually have those ones. Another thing that I didn't mention is you can change the finish on the scope, so if you want to have a little bit of a cleaner look or a brass look, you can do that. Okay, I've just noticed that the 44 conversion still has calibrated powerful. I wonder if that actually gives me crit damage. I'm going to check the creation kit. If it does, then I'll swap out the calibrated powerful receiver on the one that I just made. Getting the weapon is easy. All you need to do is craft it on a chemistry workbench under ODW Winchester Model 1873 on your chemistry workbench list. And it requires gun nut rank 2. adhesive gold, oil, screws, springs, steel, and wood. It'll also be placed on leveled lists in a scripted way, so you'll find it on raiders and gunners too, so very easy to get. Alright, I checked the creation kit as well, and the 44 conversion does give you an extra crit boost, so yep, even more damage, thank you very much. Also, we're getting a little bit more than I showed because it's night now, and all of these are suppressed, so you just pull the suppressor off this one. There we go. Righto, so here we are in Gunner's Plaza, and this is what the Winchester Model 1873 looks like in first person. Looks good. One thing to note about the reload, if I haven't mentioned this already, you'll only ever have to reload as many as you've expended from the tube, which is great. Now, I'm noticing with these scopes, this is the unused but in the vanilla files 2x standard crosshair thing, which means the long scope has been made to a standard short scope. That's interesting. Had I have known this beforehand, I probably would have chucked the long scope on the suppressor variant of this, but that's okay. This is the one with the iron sights that are glowing, the glow sights, and they're orange, but they don't look orange because I'm colorblind. I'll have a quick look at these in third person, and you can reload these things in third person, 1, 2, like I've expended from the tube, and we're good to go again. Very, very nice indeed. Good attention to detail. I think these things look great. They're really good looking, and this mod is only like 117 megabytes of space, and the guns still look great. Although I'm guessing there's not like a giant amount of 4K textures that bloat up the file size, which it's good. I'm okay with this, and we didn't get the kill on that person, but we'll try to follow up with some sneaky, nice headshots from the rest of these guys before we get going. And whilst we're rounding the corner and not shooting at anything, we may as well reload. Now, I'm wondering whether we can interrupt the reload, so we'll expend a few bullets for no reason. In fact, we'll expend a few bullets for some reason here. We'll take out the turrets. If I start reloading now, I can actually interrupt the reload by shooting. That's brilliant. I love that. That means you're not stuck in an infinite reloading animation when you need to get bullets out as soon as possible, which is really good stuff. Like that. And compatible with sniper knockdowns, baby. Good news. Really good news. So right now, just sort of sneaking around all snipey-like. Let's go over to this one. And it looks like the rechambering animation happens in first person as well. In comparison to the lever gun that we got out of Far Harbor, this thing is currently blowing it out of the water. They've addressed some of the things with the lever gun in Fallout 76, but they haven't come back and fixed it in Fallout 4, weirdly enough. They don't actually update DLCs, do they? Anyways, we'll go loud and proud for the next section here. The 3 turrets go down fairly easily, but we sort of want to come back here so we can still maintain our sneak criticals. Speaking of criticals, let's use one. And that guy just doesn't die despite me shooting him, and you guys don't care. Well, I may as well use this time to get a little bit of... that actually might collat. Just in case it doesn't, I'm going to crit both of you. Well, there goes one. That was the front one. Okay, I didn't collat. That's a shame. And luckily for me, still in caution. Not very perceptive, these gunners, but again, we've got a high sneak skill. We'll pop a reload as we're coming around the corner. We're not shooting at anything. We may as well reload. And we can move under the cover of the picture frame. Perfect. Anyways, I guess the jig is up now, so we'll just start shooting them. And it looks like when we're doing torso shots with this thing, it's going to take quite a lot of bullets to actually kill him. I swear my crosshair was on him. But luckily for me, I can get sniper knockdowns, which means the low time to kill here can be somewhat alleviated. If this guy had an MG42 on him, I'd be mincemeat by now. Let's interrupt that reload because we've got enough bullets to get him. So, not particularly impressed with this thing's damage without a suppressor, without sneaking, but when am I ever, right? But it comes up pretty good when we use sneak attack criticals, so if we go one in the head and then quickly follow up with a couple of shots in the head here, that seems to be doing alright. I was going to use a critical, but I wanted to get some of those back. Let's go over to this one. The short barrel and the iron sights should make it slightly more AP efficient. We'll see how we go. 1, 2, 3 for you. 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's do this properly. We'll go 2 there, 3 there, and you know what? We've completely messed that up. That's okay. We'll just let the gun through bonus work out for ourselves here. We'll have 25% more damage against this guy, so that's a 2-shot kill. 4-leaf clover pops up. You know what? We'll go for a critical here. Doesn't quite kill her, that's just mutation threshold. Interesting view there, game. Clipping right through the gun. Sometimes Vat's camera gets a little bit confused. That's okay. Maybe it's a mod weapon thing. It's a little bit longer than Vats was anticipating, but I feel like the suppressed variant's getting that ace operator bonus just makes it feel that much more powerful. Not at longer ranges, though. I think we're being penalized heavily there for the range. That's okay. We can take out this last turret. And we're done here with Gunner's Plaza as I go for a reload, but pick up some of the turret guts. Alright, so that was pretty good, pretty easy. Let's move on. Good job, Vikkie. Good start. Righto, it is currently 5 AM, and I want to start killing the Wendigo before sunrise, because we'll have less stealth bonuses. So we'll go through here and try to kill some of these Mirelurks with this thing, or maybe some of... There we go. There's the lurks. He goes down one shot. Soft shell Mirelurk will go down no matter where I hit him. Plenty of radiation to go around. I keep walking past those barnacles. That's funny because it's one of the only traps that the light step perk doesn't affect. So there you go. Now these raiders are going to be a little bit squishier than gunners, so we'll bring out the loud and proud one here. So I don't want to get them all drawn out. There we go. So the raider veterans will still take a bit of punishment, but we actually got a crit back out of that ricochet. That's nice. Where you going, mate? I'm charging it with a lever gun. You should be pushing the advantage. But there's a bash animation. It's good. I can't complain about it. Whether it doesn't seem that fast, but probably about the same speed as vanilla gun bash animation, so it doesn't feel like it's too terribly unbalancing. It won't be like that AR-15 thing that I used the other day. You've got a Dragunov. That's not good. Should I get that out of your hands? It's also very loud. Actually, I see the Dragunov quite a lot in this game, considering. It's one of the more favored weapons from that Russian recon pack thingy. I don't think that's what the mod is, but there's like a bunch of NATO weapons in a pack, and there's a bunch of Russian weapons in a pack as well. It's hard to keep track of it sometimes. Anyway, so we're at where the agility bobblehead is, and we might be getting like super penalized over distance here. But we'll try to just snipe at this guy. If we can target this guy in VATS, we actually cannot. That's a little bit of a shame. If he comes close enough, I'll have a full volley for him. Still nothing. Just sniping him from long distance. This would be perfect for a long scope, but we're doing a good job here. Alright, now he's buggered. And that's enough shots to get this VATS run done. We'll go for a critical here, because the criticals will be massive with a sneak attack. Here it comes. We got 2200 damage before. We might get less now. No, he still hasn't found us. Probably on now. We certainly are. But he can't get to me, so what's he going to do? Probably going to run off. So whilst I've got him just sort of standing there, he's doing what the mammoths usually do in Skyrim, where they just sort of stand there and let you fire arrows at them. Alright, so he's probably going to continue to bugger off in whatever direction he wants to. Cheeky little headshot there, doing a good amount of damage. And we might cut it close here. I'm going to expend my 2 criticals, and then hopefully the damage will be good enough to keep on going. And hopefully we get some good shots of the lever cranking. Nice little VATS knockdown there. And doesn't want to reload. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we're doing the whole thing. Well, I guess it's a time-efficient thing. He forgot where I was. Bit of Alzheimer's from the old ghoul. Alright, so that was fun. I guess we'll go do something else now. What do you get for us? Instigating harpoon gun. That's not actually a bad thing. Look at that. 452 damage. A little bit over 900. But obviously, half damage penalty from very high difficulty. That's going to make things difficult. Okay, welcome to the glowing sea. There's ghouls over here and I want to shoot them. Like smaller, lesser ghouls. Wow, I can't see shit with these scopes. But luckily for me... Oh, ghoulish happened. And now they're all dogpiling on that one. what I actually wanted to do here was get a good old-fashioned gun-fu streak here. So we're going to target everything. Probably 2 for you, mate. Actually, the crit should finish him off. That's almost everyone, but... well, this might go well, or it could go really poorly. It depends, though. Every shot now will be a critical, so that's gonna kill everything. And we've got all of our crits back. So I think a little bit like the lever guns used to be. Nice crank in there. That was a nice cinematic shot of that. A little bit of a slowdown. That one actually didn't die. We may have... well, I ignited some gas too. That was a good choice to get that extra shot on him then. And that's done pretty well there. We've still got one more who's currently not doing much. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of the cowboy weapons being the revolvers and the lever guns, them being more of like a critical thing. And I am going to crit you, mate. Get you down. Even got a Mark 18 out of it, which is just another AR platform. Okay, hopefully folks at home could see, but I've got true weathers, and sometimes it makes the glowing sea go completely apeshit. And hopefully you can hear me over this rain, because it's a bit loud. Although, how cool is it that it's a little bit more quiet as you go inside? Alright, time to get out of this irradiated hellhole. I think you've been here. I think you've been through enough today. And as we end our day at the lovely beach with wider sands than normal because it makes it look cleaner, I just want to show off the classic holstered weapons approach to this. I reckon this is one of the better looking guns, and I'm actually a little bit surprised because, again, the file size is so small for this mod, yet it looks so good. So I don't know what they've done to it, but it looks great. Anyways, so if you were impressed with the gameplay that you saw, and would you like to see this thing in your game, check out the description below. There shall be a link down there, and if there's an Xbox port, there will be one there as well. And the walking animation is a bit funky. Yep, I think that covers about everything. Oh, when you go sideways when you walk, you bob like crazy. But not this way. But, okay, that's kind of weird. I think I found a bug, but such a minor one that doesn't take away anything from. So I would highly recommend it. Grab it. It's a good mod. And on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys, as I try to go to third person. Also, look at my attack vertibot. It's got a red windshield now, and if I do this and recycle actor, it'll get big guns on it. Missile launchers and miniguns, baby. Painted jet black as well. It's a cool vertibot. Anyways, that's enough for me. Thank you very much for watching, guys.